Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. I hope everyone is doing well today. I'm in the middle of finals week right now. It's actually my last week of undergrad, so things are kind of crazy. All my assignments are due this week and it's been a lot. It's been overwhelming, but graduation is like next week and things are gonna soon slowly be calm and I can relax, so I'm really looking forward to that. But as of right now, I think a great way for me to take a step back and just reflect, I think, is by reading and reflecting on today's gospel, which is on John chapter 16, verse 5 through 11. Jesus said to his disciples, "Now I am going to the one who sent me, and not one of you asks me, 'Where are you going?' But because I told you this, grief has filled your hearts. But I tell you the truth. It is better for you that I go. For if I do not go, the advocate will not come to you. But if I go, I will send him to you. And when he comes, he will convict the world in regard to sin and righteousness and condemnation. Sin, because they do not believe in me. Righteousness, because I am going to be the Father, and you will no longer see me. Condemnation, because the ruler of this world will be condemned." So today's gospel kind of begins like in the middle of a conversation that's happening with Jesus and his disciples, and he's kind of just telling his followers that he is going to the one who sent him. And Jesus knew that his disciples were struggling with the reality of having to let him go, which is understandable because they've been with him for so long and they depended on him. And they left their homes, their families in order to follow him. And Jesus kind of quickly reassures them that yes, he will no longer be with them. However, he promises never to leave them alone. And he tells them that he will send the advocate to them. And Jesus tells them that it will be better in the end because if he doesn't leave them, then the Spirit won't come to them. So I think, like, again, when I first read this, I kind of was just like, what were the disciples feeling? Like, what were they thinking as Jesus talked about leaving them? Like, I don't know, that kind of just scares me. Like, that made me a little nervous to think about. But, like, they left their families, they left their homes, they left everything to follow Jesus. And now Jesus is telling them that he has to go leave them in order to go to the one who sent him. And I don't know, it kind of makes me think about my life. Like, what would I do if Jesus was not in my life? Like, I can't even picture it if Jesus was just not in my life. Like, I would not be the person who I am today. And I think it just makes me think, like, it can become really easy to take Jesus's presence to us for granted. Like, especially nowadays, like, things get busy. Like, I'm in final season right now. Exams are finishing up. There's just so much going on. Graduation is happening. And sometimes I really do forget that Jesus's presence is right in front of me. And I kind of do take that for granted. And I think I have to keep on reminding myself that he is there, because sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, it does feel hard to feel his presence because of all this busyness and because so much is happening. But I think even taking this moment to just take a step back and reflecting on the gospel, I'm just like, wow, like, Jesus is here with me. He's been with me every single step of the way. And I'm just very grateful and I'm so thankful that I'm able to have this realization and kind of just I'm so filled with grace. Like, I really am. And I think it's just really important to remember that he's always going to be there with us. He always is, but it's up to us to make sure that we're open and accepting his presence and letting him into our lives, because he's at the door right in front of us. So we just have to open the door. But I think it's really important that we just remember that he's always going to be with us. It's our choice in order to let him in. But yeah, that is my reflection for today's gospel, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye!